Hey guys, still here and welcome back to Transport Fever. Note about the previous two episodes, episodes 8 and 9. Episodes 8 and 9 were not exactly quality work. They were a bit of a rush job, and here's why. I've been getting comments that people really want to see more and more and more Transport Fever. So, whereas I had initially planned to do one episode per 2 or 3 days, I was feeling rushed to actually get an episode out every day. And that was causing me to play like a maniac, not enjoy the game as much anymore, because it was really starting to feel like you have to do this, and you have to do this really quick. And that's what made the quality suffer. So that's when you get, for example, this weird-ass road connection underneath an oil well, of all things, which I hadn't even considered. And it just, well, it looks crappy. The commentary was not great. And overall, yeah, not very good. Anyway, let's see what I can optimize this episode, because there are some things that I think need some tweaking. For starters, I got a really good comment about the airport. I can set the, what was it again? I can set the runway, or the runway connection somewhere. Let's see, approach lights. So I can put approach lights here. Does that remove them from the other one? No, it doesn't. What the hell? Can you do that on the other side as well? You can only set the approach lights on one side. If I remove them... Wait, one. If I remove them here, can I set them up on the other side? Yes, that's it. Alright. Then I want to try and have these planes land on the far runway and take off from the middle runway, or for the first runway, and the second one's a taxiway. But how do I do that? That's something I don't quite know. I mean, these are approach lights, so this is where the aircraft's supposed to approach. I could put approach lights over here, but I'm not sure what the plane's going to do. Because ideally, what I want is for planes to go over here on the shortest one and take off. And then the outer one, that's where they land. And they taxi and pull back into the airport. That's the plan. How does one do that? Taxiway, runway, approach light. The only spot where I could place another runway is over here, although the game's not too keen on actually showing me that. Oh, sorry, that was a taxiway. I can add a runway here, yes. But where do I add taxiways? Adds a second runway to the airport, which allows building a second taxiway. Uh-huh. But how do you know which way they go? Because I can only tell them to go that way. Is there a way to change the direction? And if yes, how? Because what would happen right now is that they... and I don't really want to add another taxiway here. I'm just thinking what would happen if I do this. The planes would land here and just get off the runway. And then the planes would take off from here, and this whole taxiway would be utterly useless. Because the planes landing here wouldn't reliably go over there and then turn around, and they would just go against the grain. They would actually go against the direction of the travel. How does one reverse this? No idea. I'll have to ask the devs about that. Anyway, line optimizations. What lines are currently busiest? The road vehicle... Oh, sorry, this is the wrong diagram. This is the one that I want. Cargo. 2 out of 18. Thornton. I've been getting the feeling that Thornton isn't really growing much. This line is making me a little bit of money, but really not that much. There are some people waiting here for the counterclockwise line, and for the clockwise line, well, even fewer. What does Thornton need? They need tools and fuel. That might be something that I can ship to them. eventually. Anyway, this particular line does not really need optimizing. What are the busiest ones? The planes? Not exactly. These? New York Fuel? I wonder how these guys are doing. Because I know that I'm shipping the maximum capacity from this oil well already. This one's going to pick up some cargo. There's only 17 waiting though. Where are my trucks currently? Here's another one. Carrying 23. This one's carrying the tools, so that's coming from the airport. How about this one? Also 21. This one is coming out. Going back to crude. This one is picking up a little bit of oil. And then going to the refinery. How's New York City doing for fuel? Ooh, not so good. Actually, the whole town is shrinking. How is that happening? Maybe the emissions are really starting to get to them. And I'm still not really sure if this is sound emission or actual pollution or both. I don't really know how the game treats this. Anyway, tools are still very much needed over here. The connections apparently are quite good. Private transport. I wonder what would happen if I were to build a bridge from here to there. What would happen? Would they actually start taking more private transport? Would they actually take more cars to get to where they want to go? That's possible. Anyway, line optimizations. I keep drifting off course. Nashville stone, carrying only 10 stone. That's not a lot. This is the new line that I set up either a previous episode or the one before. Hold up. Why do I have construction materials here? They're not supposed to be here. They're supposed to be here. I think I messed up these lines a little bit. The stone line is supposed to load here and drop off there. And its line. Nashville City Halt. Over here I want you to unload. So just unload, and over there I just want you to load. That's all. The other line is not supposed to be here. The other line is supposed to start there. On Lower Nashville. Like that. Because for some reason my trucks were just carrying the construction materials back. And then from over here, the trucks would take it to Nashville. That's not Nashville. This is Nashville. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. Oh, sorry. Moment of shit to the brain. This is Tempe. This is where I'm supposed to be sending it. Oh, and we're actually getting a decent supply here. Not too bad. I could optimize this further though, provided that there is enough stone being produced. I think there is. But they are already at cap production. There is a bit of stone stored here too. Let's see how this develops for a second. Also, apparently I completely fluffed up these roads. Not sure if it's these or these, but I put up, supposedly, I put up actual, what are they called? In-town roads. These, large streets. They have a speed of 60 kilometers per hour, tops. These have a speed of 100. No, these are the right ones. So where did I put down the wrong streets? You, how fast are you going? Oh, I can't see that because you're not one of my vehicles. What's this one gonna do? He's just gonna go back to the stone. This thing's not producing enough. Why am I getting a 100 shipment? Shipping 100, transport 100. But these trucks, well, they're not exactly running empty. But they could be carrying twice as much as they're carrying right now. Maybe I just need to tie the New York City quarry into this one as well. To make sure I get more stuff. Let's add that. Truck stop. And then a simple start-stop line. Start here. And drop off there. That's all. Nashville construction. And that would be number 2. Let's get a couple of vehicles on there. Maybe just start with the 1. Nashville construction 2. Oh, I renamed it stone on the previous one. Right, because I'm transporting actual stone. Alright, Nashville stone 2. Yeah, it's starting to produce some stuff. But for some reason or another, I'm not seeing it here. Sure enough, the shipment's going up. But it says nothing's being transported. How does that work? Manage line. Ah, there we go. Now it's waking up. Now it's starting to get... It's bringing in 3 stone? Right. I think my problem might be on the other end. I'm not shipping enough. And this thing is set to the lowest level, so it's only producing 100. I'm not shipping enough. Now, that can be resolved. That's the Tempe construction supply. No. Starting here. Manage vehicles. Copy 1. If I'm transporting this little with 2 trucks, I might be able to get to a 100% supply over here in Tempe. Now we still have a load of passengers over here. 120. Whoa. And 55 over there. We definitely need more vehicles on this bus line. I have a weird mix of vehicles, by the way. Let's start to correct that. Everybody, replace. Passenger, something fast preferably, that's not too polluting. 71. Loading speed slightly higher. 68, 90. I'll take this one. The Maz. And just get me 2 more. That might be enough. Depending on how busy this airport's going to continue to get. Because they might continue to demand more and more people from New York City over to the airport. New York City at least has stopped shrinking. What's the... Ooh, look at that. It was above 400. 422, and now it's going down again. So something is not working out well. Look at that, though. Destinations. This is how many people want to travel, I think. And this is how many people are, or how much of the population is using public transport. I mean, they have to. If you want to take your car, you can do so, but you can only go from New York City to Nashville to Tempe, and that's it. No further. So, for everything else, all the other islands, you're going to have to use my planes. Or boats. Or both. Now, ideally I'd want to tie all the other towns into this network as well. So that would be Santa Clara, over there. I could do that if I set up a dock in Nashville and connect Nashville to Santa Clara with a couple of hovercraft. So let's get this little town into the fold. It's currently at a population of 153, and it's been pretty steady. 137 to 153. That's probably going to change quite dramatically once I start adding a dock. Passenger dock here. Do I need 1 terminal or 2? I think 1 is enough if I go to Nashville. If I want to tie into Carrollton, I might need a second one. And the hovercraft could probably navigate this. Yep, underneath here. It's quite the trek though, the Santa Clara. But yeah, let's do that. 2 terminals. Over there. Connect it with a bus tram stop. For this one, I'm just going to go with one connection. Because I don't think I'm going to need 2 trams right away. So, yes, electric tram. Deploy that. Upgrade some stuff. Whoops, I don't really need to do that one. Let's set up just 2 tram stops here. So they're going to start here, move there, and back. That's all. Santa Clara tram. And hopefully this town's going to grow. But we'll just have to see how much demand there actually is for this town to get more and more transport. Keep tram track, yes please, electric. Is this thing refusing to upgrade? It would almost seem like that. Hold on. Bulldoze that. Bus tram. Yes, electric. There. Alright. Now, a tram depot over there. And just 1 tram. A BE 5/6 Cobra. I think the emissions for these are lowest as can be. 65, 67, 67. Alright. Santa Clara. And then a line... Oh, crap. Before I do that, I first need to set up a dock over here in Nashville. Not too close to town, if I can help it. And actually, this might not be a bad position. Because I could ship planks here and make tools directly in Nashville. Which I then potentially could ship back to another town. Like New York City. Now, I don't really have a proper position for a full tram stop here. And what did I do with Nashville? Did I already set up a tram line? Yeah, the Nashville bus. 1, 2, 3. Add that one. Oh, that's a truck stop. That's the wrong one. Delete that. I don't really like the road connection as is, though. That bus looks a little weird, the way that it's moving about. Nashville bus. Starting at Nashville Exchange, over there. Going to Birch. Going to Wilson. Going to Central. And after Central, I want you to go here. And then back. Why are you making such a weird loop, though? Why is it doing that? Or is that a different line? That's the Nashville Tools line, isn't it? Yes. That's the Nashville Tools line. Alright, so that fixes that. The Nashville bus is now going to be connected with this dock as well. And now I can set up a shipping line between Nashville South and Santa Clara North. Very creative. Alright, Nashville to Santa Clara. I don't really have a shipyard anywhere near. The nearest shipyard is over here. And since I have 154 million, I think I can deploy another shipyard. Waiting for the autosave there. Here we are. I think 2 hovercraft would do. Nashville, Santa Clara. There. Now, I'm also quite curious to see how the other line's doing. Because in the previous episode, I set up a line from St. Paul to Carrollton. 83. And 98. Oh, wow. There's a lot of demand for this line. I only have 2 ships on them. And now I have 4. That might not suffice for the whole demand, but probably for quite a bit. And let's check out this ship while I'm seeing it. This one is shipping iron ore from the stop over here, which is called a bus/tram station. That's not entirely accurate. There is 236 waiting. And we're shipping that here. And now we might have a bit much over here. I went a little overboard with shipping that stuff. Maybe add some more coal. Because there is quite a bit here. And apparently there's so much here that I cannot properly ship it. That one. Manage vehicles. Let's clone these two. Add 2 more vehicles. Alright. What other lines are very busy? Where do I see one of those big person icons? Concord, no. I haven't really been operating on this side of the map anyway. Over here? Stamford. 19 people, that's not too bad. Erie, Stamford, still making me 3 million a year. Look at that. Cargo, 98 out of 100. How many people do we have waiting on the other side? 15 to 16. That's quite good. That is quite good. And the next one is about to arrive, so these people barely have to wait at all. Then they get dropped off here. The Erie clockwise and counterclockwise lines. Let's check out the counterclockwise. Because this town has grown quite a bit. I'm not sure how much these truck stops or these bus stops are still servicing the whole town. See, these might not get service. Well, they do, but they just have to take a bit of a walk. I'm going to remove this stop. And place it back, if I can, over here. Does that fit? Sort of. It's a bit of an inconvenient tram stop, but it might just work. I want them to start, after going to 5, go here, and then go to 6. So manage the line. After 5, go here. And now the game is going to complain because it cannot get there. Alright, time to upgrade. I want the tram tracks to proceed to here, there, and round. That's the road that I wanted to take. Erie counterclockwise. Similar but in reverse. After stop number 2, go to East Street and then to Hill Street. And then this bus stop over here should service, together with this one, most of the southern edge of that island. Or the town, rather. The town's also expanding north. And I think that this might actually be still in walking distance for most of the population. What I want to do, though, is give Erie a bit more room to grow. So I'm going to artificially add some land here and see if they're willing to use it. So raise the terrain. Big brush, much strength, and let's just start adding some terrain here. And then, can I just smoothen it here? Because otherwise they might not use it. Raise a bit more. I wonder how big we can make this town. Add a bit more like that. Another line. Definitely some rocky shores here. Alright, time to smoothen. Okay, so now they have a bit more room to grow towards the south. I would like to see another circle added here. And since I'm not really trusting the game to do that for me, at least not properly, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to bulldoze your house. I'm gonna add that road myself. Actually, this might not be enough. Over here it's enough, but this edge is still a little low. A little too short, maybe. Now, yes, this is expensive, but I have all the cash in the world. I have 136 million, and I don't even have a loan anymore. So I don't really mind. It's going to be treated more a bit like a sandbox game at this point, because I can do whatever I want. And if I were to add about half the land size of Erie at this point, I can do that. And I can see if I make this town bigger. I hadn't actually expected Erie to be growing this much. Not when I started out with this map. Alright, smoothen it. There. Okay, that should do it. Let's go down. Let's set up a outer ring here. It is interfering a little bit with the terrain, but mostly seems fine. What are you colliding with? I think the terrain might not be smooth enough here yet. It might still have a little dent in it. That's better. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to bulldoze your house. Can I just go with the one? One building will be removed. Okay, so that should give Erie a bit more room to grow. I can even set up some small streets here. Making it easier for people to start building here, hopefully. These one actually don't need a tram though. And they don't need a bus line either. Alright, and another segment over here. Just creating a couple of neighborhoods. Now, I know I just relocated that line, but I'm just going to have to do it again. Because now the line's going to get significantly bigger. And I think I might just need to add one outer loop. So that would be a tram that takes Green Street, Laurel Street, and then heads in the new neighborhood. And I hope that this also boosts the capability of this area to grow faster. Not sure. Much of an experiment. So start here. Go there. Go here. Go there. There. And there. And after Taylor, you can head to Forest. So this is Erie. The Erie suburbs, I guess. The Erie suburbs tram. Just one line to see if it grows, and if it is going to grow, then they also will get another one. The Erie suburbs tram. Alright, Erie, off you go. Now, I think that's enough for one episode. Did some optimizations here and there. Tried to make some stuff smoother, and I'm really curious to see what's going to happen to Erie over here. Because I think that the town was starting to develop upwards, mostly because it didn't have any more room to grow. Yes, it might go all the way here. I don't know. We'll just have to see how the town develops. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you soon for the next episode.